Hello, World of Tankers. Welcome back to the channel. I am here for just a good time. Hopefully you are as well. Anyways, guys, what are we going to be talking about today? We're going to be talking about the brand new LKpz 70K, the Tier 9 light tank. Now, I am going to talk a little bit about the PC version, because some people think it is the same thing. It is not. This is a Tier 9. PC is a Tier 8 and has 17 degrees of gun depression, but 7 degrees only with the turret. Once you're sitting still, you can move your mouse down and you get those extra 10 degrees of gun depression because this tank on PC has suspension. Now, Blitz's version is at Tier 9. So far, looking at this thing, it's pretty much the same DPM, the same this, and this. I'm going to go over some quick stats here, and we're going to go look at this armor profile. There is going to be a bug with the armor profile where it shows the turret also inside the tank, which is really weird and doesn't show the proper armor area. So take note of that when I am showing this. Alright, so here we are with the 70K. It has the hit points of 1,612. Not bad, not great. Of course, you're going to get one shot by big guns at tier 10 or lose most of your HP. Do not rely on bouncing too many shells. I mean, your armor is 50 millimeters, 35 for the whole, 50-50, 20-20. Most people are going to just hesh you, HE you if they have that clean shot. Otherwise, they're going to go for that random pen. Your view range is alright. Personally, I do like boosting the camouflage on this guy. I'm being a little sneakier. It is a weird, fat pancake of a tank. Damage per minute, it's not bad. It does feel a little sluggish, especially for 8.2 seconds of a reload. Dealing out, though, 340. Average damage 290 and then 430 on the HE. Your penetration isn't great, but it's reliable. I think heat on this tank is alright. You need APCR instead, but it is Wargaming's decision. The aim time and dispersion aren't bad. This thing is quite a little sniper and a spotter. Again, those 18 degrees of gun depression upwards and down. Mobility, I feel like this tank, it's good. It's good. It's good. It has a good power to weight ratio. It has a good average speed. It gets around the battlefield and helps your teammates get things done. Of course, it has concealment and movement, like most light tanks, but not when you're shooting. Anyways, those are pretty much the stats of this vehicle. Let's go look at the armor profile since it is a newer tank in the game. And let's show you what you can do with this tank. Alright, here we are on World of Tanks Inspector. This is definitely a great place to go visit, guys, especially if you want to look at the maps, you want to look at heat maps, see kind of where people go the majority of the time. Replays are awesome, you can download and view them in the game. But anyways, let's get onto this, and yes, that is the turret inside. If you notice, it's showing double turret. I'm surprised it's not showing double gun. But anyways, yeah, this guy does have decent armor on the top, especially versus itself. You load that heat, it's going to go straight through. HE, well, pay attention. Hit that lower plate. Hit that lower plate. You can hit the sides, certain areas, and of course, right there. Because it's only 20 millimeters to pen it. Now, the secret about this tank, I'm going to be taking this from my experience playing it on PC, is this is the smallest little thing in the entire world of a turret. It's like a wannabe concept, but it can be penned. The best thing to do is find a place where you can use your gun depression and go back and forth where only this top part is visible. That's going to make it very hard to shoot. I would say most people have not the greatest aim, and so if you're going back and forth, you're aiming at this. Now, of course, the closer you are to someone, it's going to be a lot easier, but definitely don't count on bouncing anything on that turret. The armor profile is still kind of there, we do have the difference in heat, especially when you go hold down. HE, well, you're going to go straight through. Of course, again, using your gun depression, he can still pen you. He does have more accuracy. That's the best way to play that tank for the time being. Anyways, let's go get stuck into some gameplay. Alright, we're going to be here on Falls Creek, or Crick, whatever you want to pronounce it. That is up to you and where you grew up. We're mostly a tier 10 matchup. Sorry. Whatever I caught is not very enjoyable. Anyways, we're going to go to this bush instead. I do feel like the enemy team is going to rush a side due to them not having any heavy tanks. That's personally what I would think and tell my team to do. Dominate A, and then you can just keep plowing through, especially with 2 Foshes and a WZ, but it looks like 1 Fosh is over there. We do have the 62. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing. He is kind of out in the open. We're going to try to help our Yo here get a shot into the WZ. Only tracking him with that camouflage still keeps us in. Try to go for a top of the tank there. Do get spotted because he does move down a little bit more. Gonna look for a side shot here, making him a 1 shot. So right now, pretty much this tank, casual light tank, it has a good gun to snipe in. I definitely wouldn't recommend YOLOing and brawling all the time at the start of the game. You want to save your tank's HP, especially as a light tank. You want to be a force at the end of the game, having that vision, having that extra bonus, but at the same time trying to get the light tanks out of the game. Gonna wait for this guy to bait out here to finish him off, and we clear off that light tank. Now we have 2 mediums and 1 light tank left. One of the tank destroyers is down, which was the WZ. Sadly, it got nerfed, but it is what it is. We're gonna go after the bad shot here. Make him a 1 shot. We do track him. The 50T doesn't clear him off. Ooh, are we gonna... We do put a round into the AMX. We still have the Foch, the 120, which I believe is on full HP still. I don't think that AMX has used his new ability that he has. He does miss his shot, which allows us to reload. He should reload faster than us. But instead, we pick him off because he's not paying attention. Alright, the Foch is doing nasty things to my team. I want to get behind him, farm him up. Yep, he is full HP. Go for a track shot there, make sure that he is not able to clear our Yag in case we need the Yag. We're going to go for another track shot, keep him pinned. He is in the open. Yag is going to finish him off. That allows us to get some assistance and some damage dealt. And there he is. And we do get that lucky bounce. He does shoot that upper plate, which is that very fancy angle. And now we're just having fun brawling this little guy at the very end of the game, being useful, staying alive, keeping that vision, especially for these 2 TDs. The TDs were the last ones to survive, and it's not very fun playing as a TD or the last heavy when you have multiple mediums or light tanks that are going to outspot you. And so it's important to try to stay alive as that medium and light tank to make sure you have vision, you have that DPM. We do secure ourselves the golden arches there with 3,441 damage dealt. We damaged 6, we destroyed 3, we had 824 damage assisted. Not the greatest game in my opinion. I've had better games than this tank. I'm not sure why those weren't ace tankers and this was. Now, great credits, great experience earned there. And we do help our team secure a victory there. Our team did alright for basic players. Yag definitely held on as long as he could. And he did end up clearing that Foch at the very end. Anyways, what do I think about this vehicle? I think this vehicle has a lot of potential for those players who really enjoy light tanks. Again, one of the downfalls I think is the heat rounds. I think you'd be a lot better with APCR. Again, that's Wargaming's decision. But this tank is definitely a sneaky little bastard and a flat pancake. It's like a tier, what do I say? It's like the E25 at tier 9 in a way, and slash a concept 1B. Definitely do not aim for these little things right here as well, because those aren't actual pens, even though they will show up gray. But yeah, definitely use that little annoying turret. I mean, that thing is small. The gun takes up 90% of the turret. So use the advantage of gun depression with this guy, and definitely hide that lower plate for most tanks and that rear, since if they know how to take care of this tank, they're going to splash HE at you, and they're going to do some damage and possibly get you on fire, damage crew members, break your engine, and definitely is not fun having that kind of results. Anyways, is it truly worth the amount of money that it is? No, it's not. But when it does get released again, I would definitely recommend any light tank lover to get this tank. It's phenomenal at what it does. A lot of people don't know how to deal with it because it is brand new, but it is a tank that can do things. It's that spotting, sniper role, supporting your allies. I definitely wouldn't be brawling in it until the very end or trying to clear a tank, or you're in a 1 versus 1 situation. So yeah guys, the $500 tank, it's definitely not worth the grind. Anyways guys, hopefully you grasp something about how to face this tank, what to do against it. Take care. GG's and 07.